Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Paris leaves Thomas at the altar, can't go through with marriage? The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Paris Buckingham's confidence could waver as her wedding day gets closer. Although Paris is a totally devoted bride right now, that doesn't mean she won't have doubts at some point during the countdown to the nuptials. Paris knows what it's like to be with a man who actually wants someone else. B&B fans will recall that Paris went through that with Carter Walton when Quinn Fuller crashed their wedding to steal him back. However, it could be Paris who blows up her own nuptials this time around. Could Paris leave Thomas Forrester at the altar and decide she can't go through with this marriage after all? In the episodes leading up to Thomas and Paris' marriage ceremony, she might gain new reasons to believe he's still stuck on Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Paris might even get a call from Zoe Buckingham, last played by Kiara Barnes, who faced her own failed wedding to Thomas because he was hung up on Hope. There are plenty of ways for Paris to start changing her view on her groom and whether this marriage to Thomas can really be successful. Thomas seems convinced that he can just trade Paris for Hope and have a happy ending, but it surely won't be that simple. There may be a turning point brewing for Paris, who could finally wise up and realize it's a bad idea to be rushing into this union. Will Thomas find himself crushed and humiliated when Paris can't give him the marriage commitment she's promised? Could Hope console Thomas over his breakup in an interesting twist? Based on our predictions, Thomas and Paris' wedding won't go off without a hitch. Despite Paris and Thomas's current bliss, their relationship could easily fall apart by the time the nuptials happen. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Paris could make some updates to her way of thinking eventually, so stick with us for more wedding-related news as drama looms. Douglas snaps scandalous photo, whose betrayal gets exposed. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Douglas Forrester has a new hobby that can only spell trouble. In the July 9th episode, the show highlighted the fact that Douglas is suddenly very into photography, and he's gotten quite good at it. There must be a reason why B&B gave Douglas this new passion and had him showing off that camera. Think about past stories that revolved around a digital picture frame, heart monitoring ring, voice app and more. It feels like Douglas' photography hobby is going to become a factor in the latest plot twist. What scandalous photo is Douglas going to snap with that camera? The show has a history of using Douglas to blow up the adults' secrets, so he may expose another one down the road. Two options immediately come to mind when we think about where this story may be headed. For starters, it's possible that Thomas Forrester will surrender to temptation and make out with Hope Logan at some point. That could put Douglas in a tight spot, but he might ultimately offer proof to Paris Buckingham that his dad hasn't really moved on. However, there's another option to consider, especially now that B&B seems to be steering away from Hope and Thomas as a pairing. With all this talk about Hope's new man and her growing connection to John Finnegan, Douglas snapping a pic of his mom with Steffi Forrester's husband might be more likely. Poor Douglas may be torn about blowing up a secret like that, but he might decide Aunt Steffi has a right to know. Maybe Douglas will catch Finn locking lips with Hope and present photographic evidence of the betrayal. Regardless, Douglas' interest in photography seems oddly specific. The show could have made Douglas interested in just about anything, but they chose a hobby that could lead to a shocking pic, and we're betting they're going to take advantage of that. Our predictions point to Douglas facing another dilemma involving the grown-ups and some surprising news, so we'll bring you updates on how he'll handle what's in store. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Douglas could be responsible for unleashing the next scandal, so stay tuned. Where's Zoe? Will she make a comeback to warn her sister Paris? The bold and the beautiful spoilers show that while many viewers are worried about Hope Logan showing up at Thomas Forrester's wedding to Paris Buckingham, there may be yet another woman that Thomas will need to keep an eye out for. That person is Zoe Buckingham, of course. The ex-fiancée and Paris' own sister. We believe that Zoe will make it a point to return and warn her sister of Thomas before it's too late. Whether it's at the actual wedding ceremony or before, we're not sure, but it would make for an exciting return for Zoe and let her sister and Thomas have the business. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Thomas Forrester and Zoe Buckingham's past. Back in 2020, Zoe accepted Thomas's marriage request, and while Zoe wanted to do anything she could to make sure their marriage lasted, ultimately Thomas was still wrapped up in Hope, and in reality, Thomas was using Zoe as a way to make Hope jealous and want to get back with him. Could this be an exact replica of that storyline, with the very small change of switching sisters? While it seems like a lazy storyline for the writers, it actually could create an interesting dynamic and fun drama between everyone. While Hope is busy trying to win Thomas back and fighting with Steffy Forrester, on the other hand, Thomas will have to deal with Zoe coming back and trying to keep her sister from marrying him. What a mess! B&B spoilers, Paris Buckingham leaves Thomas Forrester? This entire situation could be enough for Paris to rethink her last-minute marriage and leave Thomas. There is no way that they had enough time together to form a meaningful relationship, and it was all off-screen anyway. Nothing about their relationship makes sense, and fans have voiced their opinions on social media more than once. Whether it's Zoe or Hope, there doesn't seem to be any way that this marriage is going to go through. Is it all a ploy to make Hope jealous, or is there actually a love story that we haven't been shown or seen? We venture to say Thomas is pulling one over on Hope, and it may not turn out the way he hopes. What do you think? Will Steffy be the guard to kick Hope out of Thomas's wedding? Brooke gives Hope a fair warning. For once, it seems like Brooke Logan is giving her daughter Hope Logan the fair warning and even advice that she needs to hear on The Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Brooke gives Hope a fair warning. Because as much as Hope wants Finn, or thinks that she wants him, even Brooke knows that it would be unwise for her to go after Steffy Forrester's man. Because if there's anything that we've learned about Steffy over the years, it's that if someone messes with her man or even tries to interrupt her peace, she goes after them. There's just no turning back. According to the latest The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Brooke Logan told Hope that she needs to back away. She knows that Finn is a good man, but he's not the man for her. And Finn is not the man that is going to make her happy for the rest of her life either. After all, he's already a taken man. If that weren't enough, Brooke also told her daughter that she was well aware that her efforts to get back with Thomas Forrester was just a way to run away from her feelings for Finn. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Brooke gives Hope a fair warning. But because Brooke knew that Hope was afraid to go to her mother about this, she acted like that's exactly what would have happened if Hope had tried to get with Finn. Because if there is anyone who has played this game over and over again in the past, it's Brooke Logan. You can't fool a woman like her. But then again, Hope Logan is her mother's daughter. She's always going to go after the men that she can't have or knows that she shouldn't have. Because as a Logan, they are the type of women who always want what belongs to someone else. What do you think? Of course, The Bold and the Beautiful fans will have to tune in to find out what will happen next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times.